Hello guys, welcome back and thanks for tuning in on this another 737 NGXu full flight video. This time we will fly to a proper tourist destination, which will be down in Kos in Greece, and we are going here from Brussels in the TUI livery. And yes, it is very early morning time here in Brussels, around quarter to 6 a.m. in the morning. We have the beautiful sunrise. We can see the reflections down there on the building. Sun is just coming up back there. There's some traffic as well, some Brussels Airlines here and there. So it's a very, very nice morning. Weather is looking beautiful. There's not a single cloud anywhere on the sky. And yes, baggage is being loaded. Passengers are also boarding already. And we can start off by having a look at the flight plan for today. So we will operate TUI 2301, which the call sign is Juliet Alpha Foxtrot, which is the call sign for the TUIfly Belgium aircrafts. The date is the 13th of July, going from Brussels to Kos, and the 738. Cost index will be 5. We will have a little bit of tailwind, around 40 knots. And yes, what else? Zero fuel weight, pre-maxed out 62.2. I believe we have around 180 packs in there today. And trip time 3 hours and 3 minutes. Alternate will be Athens, and block fuel 11.6 tons. Therefore takeoff weight 73.8. So yeah, around what's that, like 5 tons shy of max takeoff weight, so should be well within the limits. And the time already mentioned, 4:05 local time, no sorry, that's 4:05 Zulu time is the scheduled departure time, which is 6:05 a.m. in the morning, and then we will get to Kos, well, 3 hours later, which will be around yeah, midday. No, it's even before midday local time in Kos, I believe. So yes, that's the setup for today. And as I can see, GSX is faster than I am, but that's fine. And we'll jump straight into the flight deck. So here we are. I have just loaded in the route and completed the D-link. I'm thinking about maybe putting a little bit of, maybe that's too much, a little bit of lighting here today. Yes, I think that's a bit better for now, as the sun is still about to rise. And we can continue with the performance, request that as well.
Morning. Good morning.
And transition altitude will be 4,500. We need to change this in a second. So load that in, execute, this goes to 5, and then this to 4,500. And here it says 350 initially, and that's totally fine with me. So we can go with that. That's perfect. Execute. Yes, in terms of departure, I have pre-dialed the ATIS. So let's see what we get here. And in the meantime, we can ask Active Sky for the latest weather, which is no wind at all, apparently. Okay, that's interesting. And no clouds, 11 degrees. Altimeter is 1025, that's already dialed in. So, yes, that looks very good. Okay, and unfortunately GSX is messing with the ATIS. So I hope we can get the runway in use. Okay, we can see it here as well. So landing and departing runway 1. All right, so we will do that. Let's get rid of this. So departure runway 1. And in this case, the departure route will be the Sopok 6 Foxtrot. There it is. Execute. And this will take us on runway heading until we get to 700 feet. And then we will turn on heading 028. I can set this in here. Until we get to 1,700. And then we turn right, intercept the Haldenberg VOR on radial 355, and then we turn left towards waypoint Bullocks. However, we turn already towards waypoint Sopok when we get, well, when we either get to Bullocks or when we pass 1000 flight level 170. So I haven't seen this before on the chart. Let's see how this is dialed in. Okay, there it is. So it's Bullocks or flight level 170, and then it's Sopok. Okay, that's interesting, but that works for me. We need to load in the winds, and over here we can go to the brokers page. So now it's 3.8. It should go up a bit when loading in the winds. Yeah, 4.2. Okay, that was quite a bit. And then also in terms of departure, so 1700 will be the thrust reduction altitude today, and then acceleration at 3200. All right, that's looking good, and then we can continue with the calculations. Initialize the flight. Oh, sorry, it's wrong. Performance, of course. Copy FMC data. It's dry wind. Well, it was 0, really. And thrust rating, let's try 2. Flap optimum. Aircon is on. Anti-ice is off. Center of gravity is 24.5. And let's see if this works. No, it does not. So takeoff 1. And there we are. Flap 1. I don't like that too much, to be honest. Let's go flap 5. And it doesn't work. Okay, that's interesting. Anyhow, okay. Now let's go with flap 5, 48. And speeds 148, 150, 153. So flap 5, 48. Flap 5, and that was 148.5053, and that's all according to the QRH anyway, so that's easy. Okay, and with that we have completely CDU set up, and now we can close some doors. And we shall continue with the pre-flight checklist. So oxygen tested 100%, navigation transfer and display switches are normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization mode selector is auto, and this shall go to 35,000. Flight instruments, heading of 334, and altimeter is 1025, that's fine. Parking brake is set, and engine start levers are cut off. And now I will go ahead and start the APU. Seatbelt signs are on already, yaw damper can go on. And we can finish this setup as well. So V2, 153 plus 10 makes 163. Goes in there, and altitude, I haven't checked for the initial clearance, is 6,000. Alright, so flight directors, all throttle, VNAV, LNAV. Looking good, and then I believe I can go ahead and ask for pushback. Seems like the boarding is completed, and wow, that looks beautiful. I love the early morning hours, always the best in terms of visuals. We can undock the jetway. Okay, so APU is running. We can put this on. APU bleed is on. That's good. And then we can go to ground services, release the ground power, and ask for pushback. And also, since parking brakes are set, we can remove the wheel chocks. And that's all done. And the before start checklist, flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel we have. What's the fuel on board? Can we read it here? It's 11 point something if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 11.8, and that's plenty. Passenger signs, seatbelt signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP is set at V2 plus 10, 163, heading 0 to 8 and altitude 6000. Takeoff speeds V1 148, VR 150 and V2 153. CDU pre-flight is completed. Radar and alien trim is 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing. Let's talk about the taxi in a second, and anti-collision lights go on.
Locking gear.
Easy, now those can go on. And the fuel pumps go on. Yes, so in terms of taxi, we will taxi down the outbound taxiway. And this will eventually get us to Charlie 6, Delta 2, and then to runway 01. And runway length today is 9,800, so we will have plenty. Now I need to do a quick edit.
Departure check completed.
I should have installed a proper GSX config before loading the flight, but anyhow, that was easy. So block time is started, parking brake released.
All engines clear, start at will.
Alright, and we will go ahead and start engine number 2. Packs are off already. And we will wait for around 25% and 1. I'm thinking about getting a little bit of background lighting in here. But it doesn't make much of a difference, does it? Okay. Anyhow. So beautiful, engine number 2 is firing up already. And we need to check the time in the cockpit, but it feels like we are pretty much on time here. And there's the rising sun, very good. 4:08, well, we are 3 minutes late, but that's more than fine, I believe. Okay, engine 2 is running, starting number 1.
Set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Let's confirm that. And that's the starter cutout, perfect. And so we will put on the generators. Engine bleeds are on, APU bleed goes off, APU goes off, and the packs go to auto. And what else? Propeats should go on.
Unlocking gear.
And in terms of logo lights, I don't think we need them right now.
Tow track disconnected.
Okay, and before takeoff checklist, generators are on, Propeat is on, anti-ice is off, isolation valve is auto, Engine start switches continuous. Recall is checked. Auto brake, RTO. Engine start levers are idle. Flight controls, full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full left, full right. That's checked. And ground equipment is clear. We have just heard the message. And the before takeoff checklist is completed. So flaps 5. Okay, and we will put on the taxi lights and then off we go. Okay, so here on my side, BORs are on, traffic goes on, and weather and terrain couldn't be any less interesting than today. Anyhow, let's get terrain over there, weather over here, and that should be fine. Oh, beautiful. I really love how the sun reflects from the ground, this new PBR stuff. Really makes the sim look much nicer. And now we have some time to talk about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It has been announced to be released mid-August, I believe 18th of August, if I'm not mistaken. And it will certainly be super interesting to fly it and try it out and see how it works. However, I've decided for myself that I will not do this sort of first mover thing again as I did for the Prepare version 5. I will rather, maybe I will get it and just try it out and see how it works. But I intend to publish more videos on this platform before properly switching over to the new one, and let's see how it works anyway. I'm not sure how good it is. In terms of visuals, of course, it's beautiful, but I don't know how deep the systems, especially the aircraft systems, go. And then probably the add-on developers will take some time to sorry, I don't know where I need to, okay, over there, that's good. And yeah, the developers such as PMDG probably need some time to make it work properly. There's another TUIfly 737, and there was one more down there and a white A320. But it seems like they've been taxiing to the other runway, which is 25 right, if I'm not mistaken. But at least the TUIfly was out of 01, so that should be fine. Okay, so now we are on the outbound taxiway, and we will just go down until we get to the runway. Okay, we are about to cross 07 right. I can't see any traffic, but we should put on these strobes when crossing. Where now just the taxi lights got switched off. That's a pity, they look so amazing. And I believe I can put on the transponder to see if there's any traffic. Yes, so apparently they are also departing out of 25 right. The interesting thing is that 01 and 25 right, they match or they meet at the very end. So we will need to watch out for not running into any AI. In the meantime, before takeoff checklist, flaps are 5 green lights and stabilizer trim should be 5.2. So we need to trim up a bit. It should be about it. Okay, and before takeoff checklist is completed, and since there's no traffic ahead of us, we can go on the runway and lights are set. We just need to see that there's no traffic down at the end of the runway. But it seems like they are entering the runway there, so they are not going onto our runway, which is good. A lot of TUIflies today. There's another one. Alright, so we are good to go. Advancing to about 50%. Timer goes on. And Toga. And I believe, guys, this will be a very, very beautiful departure into the sunrise. Hopefully I don't mess it up though.
V1.
Rotate.
V2.
Ooh, there was a bit of a hiccup in the elevation, but that's okay. We are off. Positive rate, gears coming up. Very beautiful stuff, really. Okay, let's focus on the flying. We are passing 1,700, so we can go on our right-hand turn. And there should be a thrust reduction altitude as well, and then we can speed up at 3,000 feet. It's a pretty tight turn here. Beautiful ORBX ground textures as well. And it's 3,000 feet. And now I believe we can speed up. Yeah, there it is. I will just complete the turn and then level out. Okay, this should be about it. Trim down a bit. Okay, flap 1. Again, we are past transition, so this goes to standard. And let's start this to cruise. 5. I'm not sure why the auto throttle, like, okay, now it's extinguished. Okay, Let's speed up a bit more. And I believe I can put the autopilot in command. So this goes off, this goes to off, and flap 0. Ah, that's why, okay. VNAV is disconnected for whatever reason, okay. Yeah, now we keep climbing, that's good. Okay, after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds are on, have been all the time. Packs are auto, I hope so, yes they are. Landing gear is up and off, and flaps are up, no lights after takeoff checklist is completed. Okay, and now we'll just zoom out a bit here and there. And so we are on our way to the island of Corsia. I hope to see you guys back in a couple of minutes for you guys, and enjoy! Hello guys, welcome back to the flight deck. We are now closing in on the island of Kos. In fact, it's just down here. The airport is back there. That's the landing strip. And yes, we are, well, first of all, we have enjoyed a very scenic, very beautiful cruise. Beautiful sky colors with true sky. Very enjoyable. And now we are preparing for our landing, which will be on runway 32, so we will sort of circle around now and then fly back up north and then land on runway 32. And today we will have an RNAV approach, which I haven't done it in a long time. In theory it's quite simple, in reality well, in fact it's not hard to do, it's just usually I'm lacking the practice, since most of the approaches are ILS, which are maybe a little bit easy in my opinion. So this will be an RNAV, works quite similar in a way. We just say in VNAV and LNAV, and and it should be good. Weather of course is beautiful down here, no cloud anywhere in sight, and it's warm. The only thing is it's quite windy. We can get the latest weather. So wind is 350 at 11 knots, but it's gusting to 21, so it might get quite bumpy down there. Other than that, it's all fine. So what I've done, I've added 10 knots on the final approach speed. There we are, so flap 40, 142, plus 10 makes 152. And we are on auto brake 3. And then we will hopefully have a safe landing into Kos airport. I've completed the descent checklist earlier on. Minimums are 672. Let's start in here. And local altimeter is 1004. That's preset here. I just forgot what transition level we have. I think it's 5000. So we will be there soon. And yes, we are technically on the Copper 1 Mike arrival, which took us from Copper. Now, well, we've passed Lake Hawk, and now we are coming in on Morix, where we want to be at speed 185, so quite slow already. And then after Morix, we will go to LTAC, where we want to be at 3500 or above, and then the final approach fix will be Kilo Oscar 324. And there we want to make sure to be at 2,500 feet spot on, and also quite slow already. And yes, from there on it will be 6.5 miles to go. So quite straightforward in a way. I hope that everything will work as planned. And now we'll go flap 1 in order to help the aircraft slow down further. We want to be at 185. Let's see here. Yes, 185 Morix. So yeah, we even need flap 2. And yes, I've set up the vertical situation display over here, since this will be quite crucial for an RNAV arrival. And also in terms of scenery and sim, so as already mentioned before, we are using the Gaya sim scenery, and I've actually set the texture resolution up to 4K. So usually I stick at medium level or I believe high level at 2K, and now we have 4K. Let's see if it makes any difference on the crowns. Okay, we are at 186, so technically the aircraft would want to go even a little bit slower than this. I will set flap 5 to give it the chance to go to exactly 185, and now it even goes to 174, that's fine. Okay, we are past transition, so this goes to standard, and this gives us a bit more space to breathe. That's good. And now let's make sure this is set to 2500. Yes, so now it's only a little bit more than 10 miles to go, really. We are quite close already. Approach checklist, we can complete this. It's just altimeters, they are set, and next up will be landing checklist. I believe I can already arm these speed brakes. We won't need those now, hopefully. Yes, and you can see I've set the terrain on my side, since it's of course rather nice to have it on here. Okay, and here it reads 171 as a speed. Okay, and now regarding the RNAV approach, what I should mention, there's a really beautiful tutorial of the content creator Flight Deck 2 Sim. He shows how to fly the RNAV approach on the 737, and I can highly recommend it. I watched it many times now. Super good stuff. So according to him, we can simply stay in VNAV and LNAV and it will do its thing. And I hope this works out as planned. Okay, I will now set the speed back to 160 and go flap 10, and also we can drop the gear now. apparently that's not doing what it's supposed to do. Of course not, I forgot to set it lower. Okay, that was totally my bad. Okay, so this is supposed to be, let's keep it slower. So this should be 700, close to decision altitude. Okay, flap 15, we are now a little bit high. Yeah, so that was totally my bad. Okay, so those go on now, taxi lights, those go to continuous. It's a little laggy probably due to the high texture. And then 152 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and I believe I can set flaps full now. So flaps 40. And now we are also coming back on the descent path, so that's good. And now I believe if we dial this to 3000, which will be... no, this doesn't work as well. Okay, so I will take the aircraft now. And then it will be a classical manual landing. But at least, yeah, I hope you got the point. In theory, it works like this if you, of course, allow the aircraft to descend as low as it wants to be. Then it's totally fine. Okay, according to the poppies, we are a touch high.
Plus 100.
Bumpy now.
500. Minimums.
Continue. $50, $40, $30, $20, $10. Ooh, I totally floated it. Okay, now we've made it. Idle forward manual braking. Ooh, okay, alright guys, welcome to Kos. It was certainly not the best landing, and that's exactly what I've been talking about. I'm not too used to RNAV approaches, so I need a lot more practice on those. Anyway, we have made it safely on the ground, and that's the good thing about it. And yeah, it was quite bumpy there on the last bit. Very gusty winds, but all right. Okay, we will exit the runway here, and I can start the cleanup. Like this. Yeah. So yes, and I will also most certainly do the flight back to Brussels. So I will not do it in one go, but I will save the cockpit state. Exactly 3 hours of flight time, spot on. Yes, I will save the cockpit state, and then we can hopefully start from there and then do sort of a turnaround and go back to Brussels. Alright, what else? Traffic, terrain. Oh, was it off? Oh, it was off. Oops. Luckily, there's no traffic around. Okay, in terms of GSX, I need to check the airport charts. Gate 5 will do. Gate 5, perfect. GN, yeah. Good, okay. Flight directors. I hope I didn't forget anything in terms of cleanup. It's very empty here, no traffic around. Bit of a pity. That's fine. Shall we trust the GSX guy? I believe there's a certain chance that the airport comes with a pretty good GSX config already. So let's see. Alright, parking brake, and now I'm just noticing I totally forgot the APU. Oops, my bad. Okay, those can go off. Okay, well, that was not too smart. Those go off. Yes, she's waiting for us to cut the engines. Sorry about that. Okay, here we are now. So APU goes on, APU bleed, and engines go off. And that's the block time of 3:15. And engine bleeds go off. Fuel pumps come off as well, and then it's also forgot those earlier on. Okay, well, I was heavily focused on the landing. That's my only excuse here. Okay, and now we can go to ground connection, set the wheel chocks, request ground power. Deboarding, please. And release the parking brake and the shutdown checklist. So fuel pumps are pro-peat. Are off, hydraulic panel is set, flaps are up, parking brake is released, engine start levels are cut off, and weather radar is off, and the shutdown checklist is completed. Now we just need to open some doors. This one and cargoes, I assume. Also ground power should be available now, and there it is. So I can kill the APU, and those can also go to off. Sweet. Alright guys, and with that, welcome to the island of Kos. We are here at the Gaya Sim scenery, and well, texture is good. Yeah, this looks like 4K. So pretty cool stuff really. And was not the most perfect landing. I will certainly need to practice my RNAV arrival skills. But I'm looking very much forward to take this aircraft back to Brussels and depart out of this airport. Should be really nice. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and hope to see you again for the flight back to Brussels. Take care.